Hi, parents. Welcome to virtual back to school night. My name is Miss Barati, and I teach digital arts, photography, and visual arts for sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight on what I'll be doing here and what your kids will be doing. And if you need to contact me at any time, I have that information here as well. Okay, so a little bit about me. This is my first year teaching at Westwood Regional Middle School. I graduated from Rowan University in South Jersey. It's where I'm from. I was an art and advertising major and a dance minor. This is my fifth year teaching art for middle school. I've taught from pre-K to 12th grade, but I think middle school is my favorite, and this is going to be, I think, a great year. I love the middle schoolers. They're already just so nice and great. So I can't wait to see what we'll be able to do this year. I have been a costume designer for the Philadelphia Mummers Association for a couple of years. I was a prop designer for ABC's Dancing with the Stars one year. That was very fun. And I've also designed a few logos for some South Jersey businesses. And I'm also a choreographer and teach dance on weekends. Okay, so unfortunately, we can't go into school, so I took a few photos of the art classroom. Although some of my classes are in other classrooms, we're kind of bouncing around, but for the most part, we are in here. We're still trying to unpack lots of things, but this is the brand new building, so we're looking good. The tables are socially distanced. I know some people were worried about that, but we have one student per table, and we really keep a good eye on that. Okay. I also have my virtual classroom right over here. This can be found on my website. And I guess our virtual classroom, I would say, is our Google Classroom, which is where I post all of the things that we need, all of the assignments, due dates, anything, materials that they need. It's all going to be on my Google Classroom. For my photography and digital arts classes, we're doing a lot of tutorial videos. So I'll record myself doing the project. I'll screen record like I'm doing now, and I'll do the project on our software. That way they can watch it during class, pause it as they need to, ask me questions, and I'll be there. So that's why Google Classroom is very important, because that's where most of our lessons will be. And the good thing about Google Classroom is that it can be accessed in or out of school. So if a student is absent one day, they can still access everything that we're doing in class that day through Google Classroom. So it's like they never missed a class. So classes I'm teaching, again, I have 6th and 8th grade digital arts, 7th grade photography, and 6th grade visual arts. For digital arts, I did go over this with everyone, but I just want to make sure you guys are aware too. Our supplies that we need are a mouse. I told them it's not absolutely necessary to have a mouse, but it is highly recommended, because the software that we're using is just very sensitive to the laptop finger pad, so it's just much easier using a mouse. A USB drive, again, not totally necessary, but it's just a really good backup to have for when we save our projects. That way we don't lose any projects. Earbuds or headphones, if they have any. I did purchase some extra headphones in case that their headphones don't plug into the Chromebooks. Of course, we're not sharing them. They would be able to just keep them, but if they do have earbuds at home, I would suggest they use their own. It's just I guess just their preference on what type that they have. We'll be using Photopea, which is a free version of Photoshop, and it's just a website, so we don't need to download anything. You don't need to use a certain type of computer. You can access it on any type of computer. We can access it in school, so it's really a good system to use. That way they can also get familiar with Photoshop too, just because they transfer just almost identical. So it's good that we'll be learning on one of those softwares. And computer access. So to do these projects, obviously digital arts, we need to be able to access a computer, so it's important that they bring a fully charged Chromebook to class every day. Of course, we always have loaners, but we're trying to keep the loaners to a minimum, so if they can just bring their Chromebook, that would be awesome. Photography is generally the same thing, same exact. We need a mouse, USB drive. Again, not totally necessary, but I highly recommend. We will also be using Photopea, which is the free version of Photoshop. Computer access is important because we'll be using that often. And this class needs a camera. Normally, we would have them use the class cameras, but because of COVID, we have to use our own cameras, and I understand that not everyone has their own camera. I don't expect them to. So they are allowed to use their phone. I mean, iPhone cameras have really gotten just as good as a regular camera, so they can definitely use their phones. I'm not asking anyone to go out and buy a new camera. We just end up downloading our photos to our Google Drive, and then we can access them through our like Google Classroom, and we can put them on our Photopea. So it's really a good system. We can still use our phone cameras and have the same exact outcome we would have using a regular camera. And again, for this class, I need them to always bring a fully charged Chromebook to class, or at least bring their charger. Visual arts, a little bit different. I'm only teaching 2 classes of visual arts this year. But for this class, again, we have lots of supplies in our classroom, but we can't share any of them because of COVID. So we just ask that the students pick up a few general art supplies. We have pencils with erasers, a set of colored pencils, a set of markers. They can be any brand, although I do recommend Crayola. A watercolor set with a paintbrush, a pencil sharpener, drawing sketchbook. That one's really important, although paper we do have. So, if they forget their sketchbook one day, I still have lots of paper that I can hand out, and that's fine. Regular and thin black Sharpies, a glue stick, scissors, and a ruler. Again, if you have any questions about supplies for any of these classes, you can send me an email. I'm sure there's something we can figure out. If you don't know where to get any of these supplies, I usually get mine through Amazon, or Walmart has a ton of things. Their Sharpies are like super on sale since September, so they have a very good selection too. So classroom procedures are the same for just about all of the classes. The grading policy is the same. 60% of the grade is projects and tests. So art, no matter what kind of art we have, visual photography or digital arts, it's project based. So we'll be doing lots of projects in here. Tests, we probably won't have any tests, but projects, that's what this whole class is. So we usually work on a project for, I would say, maybe a week or so, depending on what the class needs. I am very flexible with due dates. If they need more time, that's totally fine. They can have more time. I don't take off points for lateness or anything like that. I'm really just grading on effort and that they completed it and followed the directions. I'm not grading it based on artistic talent, although, that does help, but it's just really based on effort and doing the project, following the directions. Participation in classwork, sometimes we'll do like in class, like Google Forms, or I'll have them watch a video and answer some questions on that. There's a few things in there. Those are about 20% of the grade. So still important. You still have to get those done. And then homework and quizzes. I would say rarely giving homework. I mean, homework is probably going to be for photography. Just take a picture and upload it. So that really includes your homework. So that's also 20% of the grade. And any quizzes that we have, but I'll definitely let them know beforehand. Discipline. So I work on a 3-step discipline plan. The first time is a warning, and I always mark down what happened. The second time would be parent contact. So normally it's also a detention, but again, because of COVID, I'm not sure if that has changed, but I'm going to check on that. But parent contact, that's our second offense. I'll let you know what's going on, listen, the student second offense, we have to just focus on what we're doing. And then the third time, an office referral, unfortunately. I really expect these students to come to class and work, and, try to just focus on their work for the day. So expectations, again, come prepared every day. Bring the things you need to bring. If they need to bring something, I'll post it on Google Classroom ahead of time so they know. I expect them to work the entire class period. I'll have them clean up about 5 minutes before class ends, but for the most part, they should be working the entire period. And there's plenty of work to be done. So if they finish something early, then they can start another project. And I also expect them to respect their teachers and classmates. It's right now, it is a very totally different school year than ever before. So it's important that they, keep that in mind, be patient with everyone, and just respect everybody. Communication, make sure if they are, if they're home for the day or if they're all remote, just show up to Zoom meetings, and be present. You have to have your camera on, and that's not only my rule, but it's a school rule. They have to have their camera on if they're on Zoom. Also, they can email me. You can email me at any time. I answer almost immediately unless I'm teaching classes, but I will definitely get back to you within like 12 hours. So if you have a question, you can email me. This is my email address. My website is also here. I believe this presentation will be linked somewhere where you'll be able to access it, but if not, I can definitely send you this information. And it all can be found on the school website. Also, I know for tonight we're doing like a Zoom chat. If you would like to come on and talk, that's fine. So here again, this is the meeting link. So you would just click on this, and then it might ask you for a meeting ID and passcode. I'm not 100% sure, but if it does, they are both right here. So you can just enter those, and you'll be able to visit my Zoom. So if you need to come and talk, I'll be there. I'll be here all night. Just join the Zoom meeting, and I am excited to meet you all.